This press conference, first one of the new White House, new press secretary. She is also Karoline Leavitt, the youngest press secretary in history. She is 27 years old, absolutely schooling these adults who are much older than her on very simple matters. So just for the sake of time here, because I know I don't want to run out of time. We've got a lot to get to. Let's go to this exchange between Karoline Leavitt. She had a couple of them, but I want to go to the shorter one here, Stephen. Karoline Leavitt talking about all of these. Oh, but the poor criminals are leaving the country. Oh no, but what about those who don't have criminal backgrounds? Oh wait, Karoline Leavitt has a line of sanity here. Watch.
Of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
All of them. It's that simple. We talk about it all the time on this show. They're all criminals. The moment that they enter this country when they shouldn't be here, they are a criminal. That's why it's called illegal immigration. Just the fact that they enter this country, they're already a criminal. Sanity has entered the building, guys. Sanity is back. Now, I want to play a couple more exchanges here, and I want to get your thoughts on this. It's just such a stark contrast between her and KJP, who the blinking, let me read directly from my notes because I don't have an original thought in this small, tiny pea brain of mine. And Karoline's just like, guys, don't worry. I've got this. Here, let me play one more for you. This is Karoline Leavitt on the egg shortage that Donald Trump has not solved in 5 days. Watch.
Just real quick, you mentioned the inflation executive order the president signed, but egg prices have skyrocketed since President Trump took office. So what specifically is he doing to lower those costs for Americans?
Really glad you brought this up, because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Not reading
we
this from
also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration. As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration in the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in this country, therefore a lack of egg supply, which is leading to the shortage.
Duh. I love that she's like, he asks the dumb question, how come egg prices haven't gone down? It's been a whole week. And she's like, so I'm actually really glad you asked that because I can't wait to give you my answer. It was like a masterclass in communicating with the mainstream media. Watching her do it, it's just such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you are, I don't want to say debating, but having conversations with these people, you can't allow them to operate on their own terms. And I think that's what she does very well, right? Mm-hmm. So, for example, even on that subject matter of immigration, they try to preface the conversation as if we supposed to, or they are, or rather she and her administration, are supposed to just accept the term, right? Or the concept that there's like this massive differentiation as far as the criminality. How you feel about immigration is irrelevant. I'm just talking about the type of language it is that they're doing. And she's just saying like, no, we're not going to operate on whatever you think this term means. We're going to operate on what it actually fundamentally means as far as what we're doing. So, technically they're all doing something illegal. If technically they're all criminals. Again, it doesn't matter how you feel about that specific subject matter. I think that's the master class of it all, and where I think the people on the right as well as libertarians have got it so wrong when having these conversations with leftists is that they'll even completely redefine terms. Yep. And instead of us like sticking to it and saying, no, wait, this is how this term is defined, and I'm not going to move away from that. We accept their new definition, and then we try to argue against that. It's always a critical error.
Yeah. I mean, That was a masterclass in communication. I watched the majority of it, and she was very clear. Like you said, I mean, if anyone wants to look at getting into public speaking, you want to go and watch her.
Oh, 100%.
She is amazing. And like you said, I mean, she virtually never referred down to her binder. She knows her stuff. She came up with something, I was watching it, some kind of law that she spoke. I was like, where did you get that from? You know, because I always look at these things on a performance level, you know, because you meet so many people, especially politicians that talk in a certain way, right? They have that, and KJP was so bad. She was so bad that this is not only a breath of fresh air, but I think there's been a shift. That press corps was completely deflated. I don't know if you noticed that. They weren't like, well, because they're like, I got nothing. I got
nowhere to
nothing.
go.
What am I going to do? I know that the country's in a shit show right now.
Yeah.
Actually, like deep inside, I'm kind of glad he's doing it. I'm sure there's a bunch of them that are like, oh, you know, can you bring the prices down a bit? And I think that having Trump in 2016 and having that experience, I think they look exhausted. Don't you think they're like, oh, I'm not going to win this?
Well, it would be exhausting trying to come up with some way to you know, hit at Donald Trump at what he's done so far. It's just all been too amazing for them to do. That's why, again, to Eric's point, they're trying to, well, but what about the ones that aren't criminals? No, they all are. Next question, they all are. So to that point, a couple different things here. We don't have time to play the clip, but I do want to give props for the new White House creating a new media seat within this White House press conference room, because they are going to allow independent journalists, content creators, podcasters to apply for White House press credentials so that they can go in that room and ask questions. They recognize that the landscape is changing, that people can't just trust. Yeah, it's incredible. It's so incredible. They recognize that, hey, Donald Trump just won in large part because he went on these podcasts that are being listened to way more than the mainstream media. They are way more relevant at this point than the mainstream media. We, here in this building, are way more relevant than the mainstream media.